And so far, that has been the limit we've seen from Duron Carter. One punt return where he went nowhere. And that time on the reverse, that was spied perfectly.
Yeah, trying to find different ways to get the ball into the hands of your biggest playmakers. But you get the sense that the Hamilton defense knows where number 89 is lined up at all times.
Number 89, though, is a game changer. Not seen the last of him. Crompton down the sideline. Bro pushed him out of bounds. As that ball was overshot. Ron Carter wanted a penalty flag. There's one that just flew now. And it's likely objectionable conduct.
Well, Jonathan Crompton was looking on the outside for Duron Carter. But I suspect that S.J. Green will be in his ear when they get back to the sideline here. And you'll see why in a moment.
After the play, objectionable conduct. Montreal number 89, Kenya County, third down.
A lot of trash talking, a lot of chirping going on, but watch the play.
Well, the matchup on the outside is where what Duron Carter's complaining about. But on the inside, you're going to see again, it's S.J. Green working against Brandon Stewart, a battle that Green thinks he can win, and this time again, stems outside. Stewart bites outside, and S.J. Green's open in the middle of the field.
Duron Carter thought that he was interfered with on the sideline. There's a challenge flag from Tom Higgins. And they may have a point here. He was basically thrown out of bounds by Delvin Breaux on that near sideline. So they are going to challenge it. For those viewers in the United States, defensive pass interference is reviewable in the CFL this season for the very first time.
Well, you saw in the previous play that this is going to be physical.
Montreal is challenging the ruling on the field. They believed there was defensive pass interference on the play. The play will be reviewed.
Duron Carter talked about it. We saw it on the previous play. The physical battle going on between Breaux and Carter on the outside. Duron Carter talked about it. He said, we see on film all the time, Delvin Breaux will just jam receivers out of bounds. He's tough, he's strong, he's physical, he's technically sound. Here he gets a hand on Carter, and he just rides him. And then, as much as anything, it looks like Duron Carter loses his balance as Delvin Breaux is just riding him on that jam.
It looked as well that Carter initially put his straight arm out in the first place. So they're going to look at this at command. 55 times this season, defensive pass interference was challenged, 17 overturns. Successful challenges. Let's take another look. Now, we are not seeing a lot of angles at that, and keep in mind, command, unless they have a couple more angles, may not see much more. It has to be conclusive.
And into consideration, was the ball catchable? Was Duron Carter going to get to that football?
Tom Higgins spent 6 years in the Canadian Football League head office as the director of officiating. And it was Duron Carter a year ago in the Eastern Division semifinal that precipitated this rule in many ways.
Yeah, key play at the end of the game where pass interference was not called. In hindsight, obviously, as people had the opportunity to see the replay, most felt that it should have been a potential, in that case, a game-changing play. And pass interference viewed as a game-changing play. Here you'll see it right on the very right edge of your screen is the matchup between Breaux and Carter.
Let's go down to Matthew Shinetti.
Yeah, guys, I'm just standing right by the officials table here, and I heard Andre Preux ask the linesman if the ball was uncatchable, and I heard the linesman say the ball was totally uncatchable.
And the ruling is going to come from the command center. So
that Matthew echoes the same sentiment we had up here, an overthrown ball that regardless of what went on between Breaux and Carter, Duron Carter likely wasn't going to get to that football.
There is some talk in CFL circles that the DPI challenge rule could be ditched in the future. What do you think about it so far? And I've asked you this before, and I hate to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot. Here's the call.
Upon review, there was pass interference. Hamilton, number 27. The foul occurred at the 35-yard line. We also had objectionable conduct, Montreal, number 89. The ball will be brought back to the 45-yard line. Automatic first down for Montreal.
So I'm going to let you off the hook. You can give your answer in a bit. But obviously, regardless of whether it was overthrown or not, perhaps they're thinking because of that initial contact, Carter could have caught up with the ball. I guess that must be the thinking.
Yeah, well, you'd have to ask the replay review officials, because I still think it was uncatchable, and again, right. so did the linesman.
All right, give your thoughts on DPI moving forward.
I was very strongly against it at the start of the year. I don't like anything that takes the official's judgment out of the game of football. But there have definitely been times this year where it's proven to be valuable because it has corrected big calls.
Crompton over the top for S.J. Green. Guy who makes ridiculous catches game in and game out. Second catch of the game, 36 yards so far for S.J. Green, including a touchdown.
You see the reaction there to the play action, the fake by Crompton to his running back, Brandon Rutley, which froze the defensive end, Justin Hickman. He was caught in no man's land as Crompton slipped to the outside to deliver that pass to Green.
1st and 10 from the 31. They'll keep it on the ground. Rutley protecting that football. You know, it was interesting when we chatted with SJ yesterday, and he's a very kind of focused guy. He's a somber guy. He talks about Jonathan Crompton and the relationship he has with him, and how Crompton, who's this kind of loosey-goosey quarterback in the huddle, tries to get S.J. Green to smile.
Yeah, well, they fed off of each other, because S.J., as soon as you mention Crompton's name or talk about his personality, you see the very serious S.J. Green break into a little bit of a grin that he has really enjoyed playing with Crompton this season.
Guy who used to catch a lot of footballs from Anthony Calvillo. 5.5 left.